Trouble yourself not with the cost of this crusade. Its noble end affords you broad tolerance in your choice of means.
You know, considering the fact that that's coming from the same guy who thought summoning an eldritch abomination was his idea of a good time, maybe I should be worried about the cost a little bit. Hello, everyone. Science Viking here, and it's time to get back to Darkest Dungeon. Let's see, what kind of a mission are we likely to be going on? Let's see, so Traley is still out of the business. Traley's still out of the game, as is Tardif. Sort of all's good. But we couldn't really... Let's see, we have Clarinel, Bertrand, Seguier, Sword of All. So we could put together a team of 4 people. It will be a man-at-arms, a plague doctor, a grave robber, and a antiquarian. That's not really a team composition I want to take on a mission, especially a veteran difficulty mission. So I'm gonna wait until some of the other experienced people are done being treated for disease. One thing I do want to do, though, while we have money, try and level Clarinel back up. Let's see, poison darts, thrown dagger, poison darts, thrown dagger. Not the biggest fan of lunge. Pick to the face. Poison darts, thrown dagger, pick to the face, and so what is this? Toxin trickery. Cure blight bleed, but it doesn't really do anything else. And I'll put a point into flashing daggers. That's enough to get Clarinel up to being pretty much good. Alright. Bulwark of Faith. And yeah, Inspiring Cry, which I honestly probably should have been using instead of Battle Heal. Let's level that up a couple of times. The healing is weaker, but it heals enough to get someone off of death's door and also reduces stress. Adenel is probably coming with us on our next mission. I'm also going to upgrade some of Bowen's abilities. Let's see, so Intimidate, so it debuffs the target, but it also marks him. Right. So who all would I bring? Let's look at what Emery's got. So, Hound's Rush... Actually, let's look at Bassange. Upgrade Collect Bounty. To increase its... Actually, let's see. Where is... Yeah, I'll upgrade Finish him, and I'll upgrade Finish him again. I'll upgrade Collect Bounty. I think I've decided on my team composition for the next mission. And Damour is pretty good, but... Let's upgrade her 2 healing abilities. And I'd say we're ready to take on our next mission. And it's going to be something that can safely be done by Adenel, Damour, Bassange, and Emery. Yeah, we're not taking on this. I could take on the Brigand 8-pounder. It would get me a Sacred Scroll, which is somewhat redundant but pretty good, and I suppose it's insurance in case another Sacred Scroll is lost with a dead vessel. And this is actually a fairly strong team, so I think I'm actually going to do that. I am going to change Battle Heal for Inspiring Cry. Let's see. You've got the abilities I want you to have. Let's see. Guard Dog or Cry Havoc? I'll go with Guard Dog for now. I can switch to... Actually, no, I want to Cry Havoc for now, since everyone's starting with a little stress. And I can switch to Guard Dog before we go into a fight with something dangerous. Okay, unequip all trinkets. Yes. Alright. So for you, I want the Sacred Scroll. And... Tome of Holy Healing. Reduced max HP isn't ideal, but we do have a relatively tanky composition, and we have access to Guard Dog to protect the vessel. Let's see, for you... Who has the... for the Virtue chance, I kind of want to give it to whoever has the lowest Resolve level, which would be Adenel, but... Let's see... What to give to you? The Focus Ring could be good. 10 accuracy and 5% critical rate for a very offense-oriented hero. I don't want to equip the Critical Stone because I don't want to reduce his speed too much, because I want him to be able to reliably go before the Bounty Hunter so we can use Mark for Death. You know, I'll just go with the snake oil. May as well reduce his stress intake. For you, let's see. Heavy boots, the extra prot and the move resist would be good because you really need to be in the front. And the camper's helmet, the extra scouting chance can be helpful. Now, I'm definitely using these holy orders. The blight and bleed resistance reduction could be a problem, but extra virtue chance and extra death blow resist is good. And let's throw the hero's ring on top of that. Actually, no, I'm going to give you the health stone, and I'm going to give the hero's ring in place of the snake oil. Since Adenel already has increased one of these days I'm going to remember the word increased virtue chance from the holy orders. I can afford to give the other increased virtue chance to someone else. Alright. Some medicinal herbs. Keys, little holy water. Oh, we already started with one. And plenty of torches. Alright. That looks about right. And embark. Let's find out about this one.
Simple folk are by their nature loquacious, and the denizens of the hamlet were no exception. It was not long before rumors of my morbid genius and secretive excavations began to fuel local legend. In the face of my increasingly egregious flaunting of public taboos, awe turned to ire, and demonstrations were held in the town square.
You know...
The smell of sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
You know, Mr. Ancestor, if this series of events has taught us anything, it's that some taboos exist for a reason. Okay, Rabid Gnashers and a Madman. See, the Rabid Gnashers do not need to be target whistled. So, Hound's Rush. And Rabid Rush. And he's bleeding. Not very much, but he is bleeding. And Doomsay. Wonderful. Alright. Yeah,
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
And the bounty hunter's rabid. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, Zealous Accusation would have finished them off if it hit. Judgment will kill it.
Press this advantage. Give
Oh,
them no quarter.
I'm gonna be honest, I was half expecting Judgment to miss. Just to spite me. Alright, this should do it. I need to stop saying that. Okay, 2 people are rabid now. I'm not entirely sure what rabies does. No, let's find out. Rabies. Minus 10 accuracy, plus 15% damage. You know, I am treating that when we get back to the hamlet, but this might be helpful.
Be gone, fiend.
Alright, Divine Comfort. Just quick heal everyone to full because of those trinkets. And cry havoc. Let the dog of war slip forth. May as well use Divine Comfort. Not much reason to use anything else. Okay, he's finally dead.
A faint hope blossoms.
And now they give us a disease charm. It's like the game is trying to tell me something. Also, that was one durable crazy guy. I'm not used to the disturbed having such resilience.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Okay, we get even more scouting. I'm sure the camping helmet had something to do with that. Or at least I like to imagine that I managed to make at least one good decision this episode.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Well, like I said, some social taboos exist for a reason. Not all of them, sure. Some of them are actually kind of weird. But, you know, sometimes when society tells you not to do something, they do actually kind of have a point. Alright, anti-venom.
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
And I forgot about the trap. I forgot about the trap. Well, that bodes well. Open up with target whistle. Ah, blanket fire. Old friend.
Confusion, nerves, and panic.
Okay, collect bounty. And Divine Comfort, just try and keep everybody mostly intact.
Compassion is a rarity in the fever pitch of battle.
Ah, great, Rain of Whips. Okay, just gonna go with Smite. And there we go.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Alright, Divine Comfort.
A momentary abatement.
Target Whistle on the Cutthroat. Maybe I should have used it on the other guy. Okay, that missed. That's good. And the corpse is still marked. And I think it actually did do extra damage to the corpse. You smite on the Fusilier, because I'm pretty confident that the bounty hunter can finish the other guy off by himself. Let's make that a certainty.
In Radiance, may we find victory. Mercy is for the courts.
And finish the job.
Destroyed. These
Okay.
nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Alright. Well, we haven't tried antivenom yet. Well, I'll let that one be a mystery. And since we don't have scouting, the boss could be down this way. And everybody just had to pause. Oh, now we're having hunger. It's like everybody just had to pause and talk about how much they're bleeding. I feel like they're trying to tell me something about the quality of my leadership.
Waiting to be spent.
And another obstacle. Oh, fungal guys. Well. Oh, yay. And it worked, too. Wait, you can still use... Okay. There we go. Alright, let's use Dazzling Light on the Acolyte. Okay, Groping Swipe. And Zealous Accusation.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Alright, move back 2 and we're back in position. Light the torch. Oh, I can't do that because it's not your turn anymore.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And just collect the bounty on that corpse. And let's see if we can stun. Wait. Well, her stun resistance is only at 75%, but I forgot that I'd already stunned her that. Or, well, the previous round, rather. Alright. Let's see, he's not marked, but he is human, and this is, yeah, this deals extra damage versus human. It would have killed him if it had hit. I'm still using Cry Havoc because the stress levels are getting too high. We're also actually going to need to make camp soon to deal with that same problem. Also, the move abilities appear to be hitting a bit more often than they usually do. Alright. This fungal scratcher is determined. I mean, he's not doing very much damage, but, well, he's keeping the acolytes farther back, so he's doing his job. And, despite the hero's ring, he's still paranoid.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
Well, let's use Hound's Harry.
Well struck.
Alright. Use Divine Comfort. I'm not actually intending to use the melee vessel build, but, well, you get what you get.
Eradicated.
Oh. Ho! At last, good news.
The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay. We're up to Jade for the Ruby. And considering what the stress levels are like now, I'm just gonna make camp.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Well, I was hoping to reduce the stress of... Right. I'm actually gonna give him a chance to use Hound's Watch. That's why I wanted you to watch with the Hound, because I knew they could be attacking any second. Well, I knew that might happen. Right. May as well use Stand Tall. Reduce the stress levels a little bit. That could have gone better. That camping could have gone better. Well...
The light. The promise of safety.
Alright. Unlock a hidden compartment.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
And
Now it must be carried home.
we could be entering the boss room. Use our last shovel. And grave robbery for fun and profit. I'm just gonna food Emery into full health. There we go. Did I have scouting on that trap, or am I less of an idiot? Okay, just ah, crap. Okay, we're only a little bit out of formation. And Emery cooperated the first time, that's good. That, however, the whole Mark Prey thing is very, very bad. Alright, Dazzling Light. And it wore off already. Okay, at least they're marking the same guy repeatedly. It's going to be easier to keep up with the healing curve. Okay, he's already stunned, and I don't feel like spending a turn on Marked for Death. So instead, collect bounty. He is still considered human, so that will have at least some chance of working. And the Vestal is going to have a full-time job keeping Adenel healed. Let's see if I can reduce the...
A blazing star is born.
Right. Target whistle, because I want to make sure this thing dies. These guys can use Escape Cloud, which isn't good, but I'd rather deal with Blight when we have a decent amount of anti-venom than deal with Rend the Marked. However, I may actually be able to get Emery's stress level down to 0 to reverse his affliction. Okay, now they're both marked. Yay. And yeah, I'm guessing there's no way to resist being marked.
Obliterated.
That is one of them down. Ah, Rain of Blight. It really wasn't. It was not proof of corruption in our ranks. Well, target whistle. Judgment is unlikely to destroy the corpse, but wait, I don't want to if I destroy the corpse, they'll use Escape Cloud. If I don't destroy the corpse, they can we can attack the ones in the rear position safely. I'm not used to that. The corpses are kind of on my side in this mission. I hadn't really thought about that. Well, use it on yourself then. See about Cry Havoc. Reduces everyone's stress except the one person whose stress I actually need reduced.
Decimated.
Okay, that greatly reduces the threat level. Just keep inspiring. And I'll have the Vestal Wail on the one in position 4.
The wounds of war can be healed.
Oh, Mark Prey, that's so much of a threat. Oh, you're doing it twice, wow! Across your entire round, you did a total of 2 damage. Well, target whistle on that one. On the Funtillery. Divine Grace. Okay, collect bounty, can't reach it, but finish him can.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Just keep using Inspiring Cry to try and wear his stress level down. Oh yay, Rain of Blight. Yeah, we'll be done with them soon enough. Oh, corpses wear off on their own. Well, let's see if we can stun this thing. We can!
Masterfully
That accomplished
executed.
nothing. Nice job. Though, well, it accomplished lowering his stress level because he got a critical. And there we go.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Fight took a little longer than I would have liked. And holy water. Minus 30 stress. That was entirely worth it. But we're going to have to take a bit of a hike to get to the cannon, which I'm betting is here. And I am not entirely sure I want to find out why the Ancestor felt that he needed a cannon. Okay, we're actually having good luck with reducing Emery's stress. It'll take a little while. It would take a while to reduce it to 0 with just the stress-reducing abilities we have. Well, we're out of food. If hunger strikes, we could have a problem. But if we can pull it off...
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Our purpose was to desecrate their animalistic shrines and thus disperse the swine folk. But soon we came across an artifact. This was far beyond the crude fetishes crafted by the pigmen. It looked as if obsidian had been grown and twisted into a dark symbol of worship. It cradled a pulsing red orb glowing with a malevolent light. Cuthbert Bolin and I hesitated, but thrice-damned Mizar, driven by crazed impulse, thrust his torch in a hidden receptacle and sealed our fate. Yeah, they took on a Shambler. I'm guessing they were not ready to take on a Shambler. Oh, hey, I prepared for a Shambler and still managed to lose the entire team. Alright. That's one down.
Executed with impunity.
Careful, they might try to nibble you to death. And I mean that literally.
Power.
Alright. Just keep the inspiring cry going. Stress level's down to 30. And now it's back up to 36. Okay! And they're focusing on him! Yeah. Yeah, reducing his stress level with that is a bit of a long shot, but I'm gonna keep trying it. Especially on these relatively easy fights.
Cleansed from our lands.
Though they're really, really focusing on it. That's kind of a problem. What does ennui do? Minus 25% virtue chance. That's gonna need to be treated. But really all the diseases are gonna need to be treated. But that's a slightly higher priority. Alright, at least he didn't stress himself out. Well, Emery, replace your divot and use Cry Havoc. Alright, Judgment. Still not dead. And finish it off.
Another one falls.
I believe the let us finish this rabble...
Horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
I believe that let us finish this rabble line can actually increase the...
Mechanical hazards.
Yay.
Possessed by evil intent.
And his stress level's higher again. I believe the let us finish this rabble bit can actually increase a hero's stress. So the idea is you can't let... you can't let a fight drag on for too long and the stress levels will start increasing. Oh, this team again, and we're out of position too. We're quite severely out of position, actually. It's going to be a little difficult to get us aligned correctly. Oh, never mind, he can move 2. I thought the bounty hunter could only move 1. And rend the mark before we can really do anything about it. Oh, dazzling light. And stunning blow on the other one. And it resisted. Alright, mark for death. We would use Rain of Blight. Alright, I'm going to use the anti-venom. And let's see what Hound's Rush does to this thing. It does not enough is what it does. And Zealous Accusation manages to miss. Right. Dazzling Light because the Bounty Hunter has gone. Well, Dazzling Light because this one doesn't have increased stun resistance this turn. Alright. That just leaves you to use Rend the Marked and do a whole bunch of damage to add now. At least, you know, one thing I will say that actually makes this fight a little more manageable, the fungal artillery is really stupid.
A devastating blow.
Like, they will consistently use, they will consistently use Mark Prey on the same person several times, even though you can't become multiply marked. Stun resistance is only 75%. I'm actually going to risk another stunning blow. And it worked. Unfortunately, we're already dealing with Escape Cloud, and we have no more anti-venom, so Escape Cloud is a real problem. That helps, though. Alright. And Hound's Harry. Alright, that's one of the fungal artillery dealt with. And may as well use Collect Bounty on the Scratcher, because it is at least human. That did a little less than I was hoping it would.
This is how a life is taken.
Okay, he's bleeding enough that that will finish the job. That means we just have to deal with Escape Cloud again. Hooray!
The death by inches.
See if we can kill this thing before it uses Escape Cloud a third time. We can. Alright.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And let's just feed the food to the Crusader, since it's not enough to stave off hunger anyway.
Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
And we have scouting. Yeah, I'm betting that the cannon, or whatever we're looking for, is all the way down here. Not risking the spider web without a known curio interaction. And an empty sack. So we're just gonna watch our people gradually take poison damage. Alright. That's progress. Are we gonna end up with an entire team of rabid people by the end of this? Ow! And Eldritch Pull. And it worked, too. Well, that's the end of one of the dogs. Alright, Divine Grace. Heals for 12.
But never hidden.
That wasn't a critical, it just naturally rolled a 12. Thanks to the trinkets. It would be very nice if the Vestal could go first this round, but I don't think she will. May as well use Target Whistle, since Hound's Harry would accomplish nothing. Well, close enough. Divine Comfort, get everybody slightly better off, and Collect Bounty to finish the
ground quakes.
32 damage with a critical. Okay, we can't take the...
expedition at least promises success.
We can't take the 150 gold, but I think I can live without it. damage per round for... Yeah, I'll use bandage for that. It's only 1 damage per round, but it's for a pretty long time. Ooh, spiders. Alright. Ho 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 ho! The quarry falters. Alright. I know just where you're weakest. And now, they can mark, but they can't exploit mark. Because we killed one of the 2 species. They can stun, which is ideal. Well, I'm just gonna use Divine Comfort. Okay, you're welcome to reject the healing, Emery. You didn't need healing. Alright. That just leaves the 1. Now let's see if Judgment kills it. Nope, but it makes it more likely that the next thing will.
Can be healed, but never hidden.
You know...
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Let's see what to drop. Last of the Holy Water. And I'm actually going to drop the Jade because the dog treats could actually be very useful. And which is more valuable, crests or shovels? I'll risk dropping the shovel to take the crests. And now we use our last key. And, alright. And scouting. Still no boss. Yeah, the boss is in the farthest room from where we started. It's not really that uncommon of a problem. And medicinal herbs. I'm gonna drop the journal page for food. And another corpse with more medicinal herbs. What do we get this time? 12 food! Well, hunger is not gonna be a problem anymore. We're even okay for torches. Oh, that wasn't a bad use of your turn, though it would be nice if, well, it'd be nice if they weren't faster than us, but you can't always have what you want, I guess. Another grave nibble.
Dazed, reeling, about to break.
Alright, collect bounty. That's 1 down. Now, let's get him back to not dying. Though the fact that nobody has been at death's door is kind of comforting. Like, we have 1 person who's afflicted, but otherwise we're actually mostly okay. It's all relative, I suppose.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I think I'm actually going to give that up because there's... No, I'm not going to keep a stack of 4 food in place of the cursed incense. I have another stack of 12. Okay, another hallway battle. What do we get this time? Oh, this... How symmetrical! It's the same team we had from our first hallway battle. Well... You're the reason why he's inflicted, because I choose to imagine that it's not different madmen, it's just the same guy running from place to place. And so I'm going to punish you for afflicting my Houndmaster. Alright. I don't feel like dealing with elevated stress levels. That leaves the 1 rabid Gnasher as the only thing that gets a turn. And it misses. Oh, it's really fast. It gets to go again. Well, it looks like the Vestal's resolve is going to be tested.
Festering fear consumes the mind.
Oh, Hound's Hair. Actually, I'm going to use Cry Havoc. I mean, the 2 front runner... That was a heroically ineffective Cry Havoc. Divine Comfort.
Soothed. Sedated.
And it would survive. It would. With 1 hit point, too. Oh, there. Now it's dead.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Alright. Let's see, Nope, I'm not doing that. Not with no idea of what the interactions are.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
I'll drop the... Yeah, 500 gold versus 2 busts. I'm gonna keep the busts. Especially since we have multiple antiquarians. If we need money, I can do a quest specifically for money. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Well, he tried.
This is the trap maker's art. His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
You know, I'm at the point where I can just feed the food to people, and then there's no point in holding on to it if everyone's at full health, because the odds of us running into us having hunger before the end of the hallway are astronomical. Okay, here we go.
A marvel of technology. An engine of destruction.
Okay. I'm gonna start with the cutthroat. I'm guessing they have the ability to, like, fire the cannon.
Weaken.
Alright. Alright. Let's use Dazzling Light on the Matchman. I'm guessing the Matchman has the ability to fire the cannon, so I want him stunned. I would have liked for him to be dead, but I'll accept stunned. Okay, so the cannon has the ability to summon reinforcements, but they don't arrive immediately. Okay, it didn't resist... For a second I thought it had resisted being marked, which would just be unfair. Alright, Divine Comfort, which can base... Yeah, Divine Comfort can out-heal Blanket Fire. Alright, the Matchman is out. That was not an intentional pun. Okay, that's mostly what I wanted you to do anyway. Alright, Dazzling Light. Alright, collect bounty on the cannon. Let's see if I can... No, it's got 200% resistance to everything, so just smite it. See, Zealous Accusation, you could hit both. I'm trying to wear both of them down. And the Matchman is down again. So I can't... So the only thing the cannon can ever do is attempt to summon a Matchman. The Matchman has the ability, I assume, to fire the cannon, which will cause probably a lot of damage to us. So, as long as I can keep the Matchman consistently either dead or stunned, we are relatively safe. I mean, I just mostly gave up the ability to cause damage this round to pull that off. I only did 5 damage to the actual boss. Okay, and it got another Cutthroat in addition to a Matchman. Alright. Okay, the Matchman is out again. Alright, just keep using Smite. And Mark for Death on the 8-pounder. And we're just gonna have to tolerate the presence of the cutthroat, but he's not really that much of a threat. Alright. And the matchman is gone. In that case, you may as well use Judgment on the cannon just to keep depleting its hit points. It's already below 50%. And collect bounty. Problem is, this thing's prot is only 20%. Oh, but it has the further minus 25% damage taken, which is independent of its prot and can't be taken away. That was probably because people reduced its prot, and so the developers decided... Alright. You have no attacks that can reach the matchman, so just hit the cannon. I suppose if the matchman gets his turn this round, we'll find out what that does. But I definitely feel like it was the right move to keep killing him every turn. Alright. I'm gonna gamble on Dazzling Light to try and stun the matchman. And it worked. My goal is not to find out what he does.
The brigands are undone. Our family crest is once again a symbol of strength.
Quickening Satchel, Move Charm,
and insidious killer.
You know, none of this loot is really terribly... Wait a second. I forgot to use the dog treats. Again. It's like, they're great when I remember that they exist. But I usually don't. And we can just leave the food behind. Okay! Return to the hamlet! Didn't get too much gold for that one, though we did get the 4,500 reward. And a pretty good selection of heirlooms. And at the same time that we defeated the last novice level boss, we got 3 more people who can take on veteran level missions. Of course, Emery is night blind. Well, I don't generally let the torch get that low. He just shouldn't take on shamblers. And Damour is a Warren's tactician, which gives her the really not very useful buff of extra damage in the Warren. So I don't know, Judgment actually does pretty okay damage. So I suppose if I really want to use Judgment a lot.
I can still see their angry faces as they stormed the manor. But I was dead before they found me. And the letter was on its way.
You know, at this point I'm not even going to ask how you were able to see their angry faces despite being dead. I'm just going to go to the sanitarium and try and treat the rabies. Because there's a lot of rabies. Actually, first I'm going to treat the ennui. Because minus 25% virtue chance is kind of unacceptable. And I don't feel like letting people stay rabid, so I'm going to treat that. But I can only treat one of them anyway. And Adenel, I mean, rabies isn't great, but plus 15% damage, there is actually a positive to it. And I mean, I can't treat, treat him anyway because 2 other people are already being treated, so I may just take him on the next mission. He's been holding up quite well. I do need to de-stress a few people, though. Traley, despite just coming from stress treatment, needs more stress treatment. Oh. No, I don't want to cancel that. And Damour, the other Vestal, also needs some stress treatment. And Tardif kind of does, too. Well... And he will only flagellate. Well... Go flagellate to your heart's content, Tardif. You still need to have your stress reduced. reduced. Anyway, this isn't the end of the video, but I am going to get us up a fresh recording file before we spend this wonderful bounty of heirlooms. So, I will be back in a moment.
There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Alright, I am back, and we have some heirlooms to spend. Let's see. So if we had a few more portraits, we could reduce skill training cost again. Let's see about upgrading the blacksmith. I could upgrade the furnace to reduce the cost of weapon and armor upgrades. Let's look into upgrading other stuff first. So we could upgrade the Transept, Penance Hall, or Cloister. We just need to give up some deeds to do it. What about the Stagecoach? I could upgrade the Hero Barracks. It would be the only thing I could afford to do, but I could increase our hero roster again. Let's see. The Tenacity Ring. I was going to look to see about upgrading the Nomad Wagon, but plus 10% death blow resistance. That's quite impressive, though. The downside is it's 7,000 gold, and there are a lot of good trinkets for most of the more durable heroes. Let's see, I could upgrade the Merchant Network to reduce the cost by 10% again. And let's see about the Tavern. I think we're going to pass on upgrading the size of the roster for now, just because we already have a very large roster. I don't think it'd make too large of a difference. Instead, let's see how many busts I can get by giving up deeds. Okay, I'll make 12. I'll make 14. I'll make 15. Right? And I think I'll upgrade the, let's see. Yeah, I'll upgrade the Transept.
A man in a robe, claiming communion with the divine. Madness.
And that's the end of upgrading facilities for a little while. Let me see something. So how many resolve level 3 or 4 people do we have? Sortival, Seguier, and Clarinel are the people whose resolve level is 3 or 4, and who can go on a mission. I could bring Adenel since he's resolve level 2. Otherwise I may have to do another... Wait, I have Bertrand. So Bertrand, Clarinel, Sordival, and I could theoretically bring Adenel. He would just go through a lot of stress. I actually think I'm probably going to do that. I think it's been long enough since Clarinel was brought back to life. It's time for her triumphant return. It's time for her to get back into the action. There's Bertrand. Sortival, he's pretty good. And Adenel, I want to upgrade Inspire and Cry, Smite, and Zealous Accusation. Alright, that still leaves us with enough gold to fund everything. Adenel is rabid, but... yeah, I want a mid-difficulty mission. Adenel is rabid, but rabies actually has advantages. Let me see about positioning. So, what can Bertrand use the position for? Let's start with that. Wait a second. Does Rampart... No, you don't... The Man-at-Arms does not have any corpse abilities. So Bertrand can be all the way in the back, with Battlefield Medicine, Plague Grenade, Noxious Blast, and Disorienting Blast. And then Clarinel can be in position 3. With admittedly a slightly worrying collection of negative quirks. And then Adenel can do perfectly fine in either of the front 2 positions. It sort of all likes to be all the way in the front. Alright. Now what mission do we want? Sun Cloak. Increases prot and evasion if the torch is above 75, but increases stress all the time. Could be useful, particularly if we're planning on taking on a Shambler. Alternatively, the Dark Crown, which is even more useful if taking on a Shambler, considering the fact that it gives reduced stress and increased virtue chance. Another Hero's Ring we could get from a long mission. I don't think we should take on another long mission. And I don't think we should take on a boss, so we're doing one of these two. And of these two, I'd say the rewards for this one are better. So, it is decided. We're completing 100% of room battles in a week. Oh. Let's first unequip all trinkets. Alright. What can you use? 20% blight resist. I don't want blight resistance, I want to inflict blight. Let's see, Chirurgeon's Charm is good. Focus Ring, Book of Relaxation, Book of Intuition. I'm actually he has the highest resolve level of everyone. I'm gonna go with the Blasphemous Vial. The extra stress could be a problem, but his high natural resolve will help with that. Alright. For Clarinel, let's see. Plus 25% damage versus Eldritch. There's a lot of Eldritch in the wheel. The fungi are all Eldritch. I'm gonna save the Hero's Ring for our Crusader. Ooh, Blighting Satchel. I forgot I have equipment specific to her. Quickening Satchel isn't as good as the Eldritch Slayer's Ring, I'd say. On the other hand, Clarinel's dodge being 0 would be a bit of a problem. I'm actually gonna go with a Quickening Satchel. Alright. Adenel gets his Holy Orders, which gives him 15% reduced stress, increased virtue chance, and death blow resistance. And I'm going to top it off with the Hero's Ring to further increase his virtue chance. Alright, the Recovery Charm for our Man-at-Arms. Let's see. Health Stone is pretty good. Protection Stone is also pretty good. Though he does already have Unyielding. You know, even with the increased healing received, we don't actually have a main healer, so the extra 5% protection is probably better than the extra maximum health. Alright. And Provision. And we get a free shovel. Little Holy Water, because it is good. couple of those medicinal herbs, a couple of those keys, and a decent amount of food. We are going to make camp, and it is very much to our benefit to a couple more of those. It is very much to our benefit to feast when we make camp because of both the extra healing and because of the extra stress reduction.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Okay, with just a little bit of luck with scouting, this should be a fairly straightforward mission. Of course, now that I've tempted fate, I know something terrible is going to happen. Alright, we got cultists. Poison dart on the gladiator. Clarinel is going to combine pretty well with Bertram, considering the fact that she has abilities that deal extra damage to blighted enemies, and he has abilities that are very good at blighting enemies. Plague grenade. And let's see if we can stun the gladiator. It is just not to be. He's not going to be stunned this time. I knew I was forgetting something, and that something was torches. Again. Yeah, you know the Ancestor who caused all of this? Well, in our family, he was the smart one. Instead, you guys are stuck with me.
Gently. This is how a life is taken.
Alright. Okay, and you're bleeding for a lot. Well, we have bandages for that. Noxious Blast. Because that should actually put him down. Alright, Inspiring Cry won't heal him much, but it will heal him. And Thrown Dagger can't hit the one all the way in the back, but all the way in the front rather, but the face can. Let's use some Battlefield Medicine. Not an amazing healing ability, but it does the job. And let's just kill the other gladiator. It's a turn.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Wow, Crush does a lot of damage. Alright, and pick the face.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Okay, yep, once again, this is going to be one of those missions where we rely on the torches that we can scavenge. Fortunately, we actually can scavenge torches.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
Alright. Also, we don't have anybody with light-generating skills to help with this. We may end up retreating. Alright. I'm gonna focus on taking out the Bloodletter. Pardon my reach. And let's see if we can stun him. Nope. And Plague Grenade, because it will hit the Fusilier using stealth.
Masterfully executed.
And let's give stunning this guy another shot. Because now we have to deal with blanket fire. Oh, great. Oh.
Dizzying blow to body and brain.
Wow. That was bad. Slice and dice is going to do some damage. Okay. Even though the Plague Doctor could... Let's see... The Plague Doctor could heal the Man-at-Arms, but if I use Plague Grenade on these two, they will die before they get another turn. And if I heal them, they will cause more damage to the Man-at-Arms than I can restore. So I'm just going to make sure they strike. Rampart, see if we can stun the last one. Okay, we did stun him. So now we spend the entire round healing the Man-at-Arms as much as we can. You're blighted for 10, and you're also blighted for 10. Battlefield Medicine. Heavily upgraded Battlefield Medicine with a trinket that increases healing.
Death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Inspiring Cry. Yeah, we're not overcoming his 120% stun resistance.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Also, oh, I forgot, Inspiring Cry raises the torch level. Right.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Yeah, the lack of a main healer is going to make this a difficult mission. I think we'll make it. Okay, we've really tried everything with the unlocked strong box. I suppose except bandages. And more successful scouting and a secret door. Oh, we're at least going to move until we get to the secret door. Right. And I'm betting that the, yep. I think it's safe to assume the Grave Robber is the best at disarming traps in this team, being one of the less lawful members of the team. Okay, Ectoplasm and Cultist Enchantresses. Alright. Just go pick to the face. The simplest option for the Enchantresses is just to keep using Plague Grenade. It will take a couple of turns to fully kill them. Alright, and Zealous Accusation. Alright!
Broken. Maintain the offensive.
Which means a couple of uses of Stressful Incantation to reduce the torch level. But that's kind of all they have to attack us with. They would get to go first, wouldn't they? Oh, Thrown Dagger.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
May as well use Battlefield Medicine. Hopes of critical healing. And Crush.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
Okay. The light level has reached a critical point.
Wealth beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
And we're kind of out of inventory space, so let's light up the firewood.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Alright, the first thing I want to do is see if anybody has any abilities that can prevent. Okay, so nobody has any abilities that will actually prevent a nighttime ambush, so we're gonna have to risk it. In that case, I want weapons practice. And then encourage on Adnel. And that's the best we can do. We may get ambushed, but
the way is
and we
lit.
didn't.
The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Alright, I at least want to get to the hidden room. And...
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
And I'm going to drop the holy water because its usefulness is very situational. Now, even if we fail the rest of the quest, we're still okay. Alright. Really just comes down to how many torches we can scavenge.
A handsome reward.
Few so far.
For a task well performed.
And how long it takes for us to find all the hallway battles. Or all the room battles. Okay, this is unlikely to contain torches, but... Nope, just a whole bunch of food. May as well feed the Crusader. Alright, this is difficult. We're honestly probably gonna have to retreat. Alright. I'm gonna have Clarinel focus on the Enchantress. I'm gonna have Bertrand and the Man-at-Arms, whose name I cannot remember, work together to take out the Gladiator. Out in the nude. And Bump in the Night can safely be ignored. And Inspiring Cry. Keep increasing the torch level a little bit at a time. And let's see how a Thrown Dagger does for the Enchantress. Well, it has to hit first. Alright. We're back one, and the Crusaders in the front. And rampart your way forward. And we're back in formation!
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Alright, so just keep using Inspiring Cry. If we get rid of the Enchantress, she can't use Stressful Incantation. Though she hasn't used it yet, which is good. See if Thrown Dagger can hit this time. Okay, that is the end of her.
A death by inches.
May as well use Battlefield Medicine. And Crush.
Eradicated. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
I'm gonna drop the other medicinal herbs for more crests. At this point, even if we actually fail the quest, this is still kind of a victory. At this point, when we inevitably fail the quest, this is still kind of a victory.
The ground quakes.
Alright. Plague Grenade on the two in the back. We'll take a couple of turns to kill them, but you can do it.
A decisive pummeling.
Rampart on Tree Guy. An Inspiring Cry to restore the failing torch level. It's a lot harder to do a torchless mission without a Vestal. Haha! That's exactly what I was hoping for. That's not good. Noxious Blast blights for 6, Plague Grenade only blights for 5. Just gonna focus on killing the giant. I really needed that to hit. That's not good. Alright. Thrown Dagger can't hit the crone. He's already bladed for 5. Make that 10 and we're good. Ah, darn, she's only bladed for... Well, on her next turn, she's not a problem. Just leaves the bladed giant. Okay, poison spores is less bad. Sure, he's bladed for a lot, but we can fix that. We have anti-venom for that. Okay, now inspire yourself, Admiral. Okay, that leaves just the giant. Alright, just keep blighting him more and more. He's now blighted for 15. And his stun resistance is pretty good, but Rampart has a high stun chance. He's down to being blighted for only 9. And let's see what Thrown Dagger does. Only 11. Oh, blighted for 9. Let's bring that back up to 15. He's 19 hit points, which means basically any amount of damage will make a difference. Inspiring Cry, and then we just wait for him to die on his own. Like that.
Size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Alright. Everything except torches. Everything except torches. Everything we could possibly want that you can't carry, but none of the one thing we actually need. I can't really reasonably drop any of my stuff in this. Okay. Move to this room. Okay, we found a map. Okay, we're gonna find out if there's a room. Alright. This mate... we got everything except one room. This could be the last room battle, if not this one. I'm gonna risk it. Oh, we found... I forgot to reposition everyone. Well, we'll make it. Honestly, this is a very flexible team in regards to positioning. Bleeding for a lot. Well, bleeding for a moderate amount, really, but... Alright. And Rampart will do respectable damage and stun him. Getting rid of even just the front runner would still make a big difference. What are you bleeding for? You're only bleeding for a bit. Inspiring Cry. You need to keep the torch level from getting too low. You know what? I should have used bandages on everyone. Thrown Dagger. Alright, 13, that's good.
A devastating blow.
You can use blanket fire that far forward?
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration.
Alright. Well, let's get him back into position. Use another bandage, and Inspiring Cry on the most injured guy. Okay, and he's out. The Bloodletter is done. Let's see if we can make the Fusilier also done. Alright, that leaves just the Cutthroat. And he doesn't get a turn yet.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Right. Clarinel should get to go first. And poison darts to make really sure he dies. Or not. He gets to survive with 1 hit point. Right, battlefield medicine. Cure the bleeding and heal the guy a little bit. Now he's dead. Okay.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I'm gonna gamble on not getting hunger again this mission, or finding food before we get hunger, and just feed the food to people until they're either at full health or full. Right. And the 1750 gold is my best option, and that's all we can carry. Okay, that last room does actually have a fight in it. Well, let's see if we can make it that far. And I already failed to notice the trap.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
The sack is empty. And another sack. That's what I was going to do anyway, so... A torch! Haha! And food. Which, once again, we're just going to eat immediately. And 1,500 gold that's gonna just have to stay here. And that's a note we've already read before. And I know I can't drop the shovels because there's already a guaranteed at least 1 obstacle between us and them. Right, got a hallway battle. The light level is above 0, so it will be a shambler. Okay, it's a relatively easy fight. Blight resistance is a little high. Let's just use Crush to finish it off. Let's attempt to use Crush to finish it off, I suppose. What's Plague Grenade gonna do? Well, it gets 1 last attack before it dies, I suppose. And let's just quick have Adenel inspire himself, generate light while doing so. Please don't get rabies, please don't get rabies. Okay, you don't have rabies. Good. Ow. We're at the point where bumping the knight is actually dangerous. Knight flashing daggers on the 2 with meaningful numbers of hit points left. And battlefield medicine on the Crusader. As it will cure the Plague Doctor's bleeding somehow. Well, I'm not complaining. Inspire yourself again. Nobody else is really inspired, but it's doing a great job for Adenel. Right. And the last bone conscript can be handled with a pick to the face. Which means we may as well use battlefield medicine. There we go. Can you dig it? Okay, I'll admit that joke was bad.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Okay. Well, let's hope that they buried a
fortune waiting to be spent.
I feel pretty comfortable calling this a fortune. I'm actually willing to risk dropping the bandages and the anti-venom in favor of the tapestry and the deeds. And I'll drop 1 stack of gold in favor of the crests. Yes, I am taking a pretty large risk by dropping the bandages and the anti-venom, but we do have battlefield medicine to cure blight. So we are really pushing it.
The requirements of survival cannot be met on an empty stomach.
We are pushing it to the absolute limit. Honestly,
If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption.
Alright. Here's hoping we're not surprised. Wait. I had to say it. Now I have to take a moment to seriously consider whether or not we should just retreat. Oh, right, she's still in range for Ren's bombs. Alright. What's their blight resistance? 80%. Alright. I'm actually going to use Retribution. He's marked already. He may as well have the
Well
post.
struck. As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Why can't we retreat?
Death is patient. It will wait.
I'm drawing the line here.
Being outmatched, but in failing to recognize it.
You know what? I'm actually going to try that again. Now that we have someone who's come out virtuous, we might be able to pull this off. And now that we're in the right party order. Alright. Flashing daggers should take out one of the batteries if we hit it. Rampart. Alright. One of the grabbers is stunned.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Need the batteries gone. Okay, thrown dagger got a critical. That's helpful. Alright, blade grenade again. That's one battery out. And Adenel is at death's door.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Light bless you all. Alright. Inspiring Cry to get him off of death's door.
For now.
And Defender to keep him off of death's door. Haha! Rain of Blight is a problem, but it's a problem I can overcome. Alright. I'm actually going to use... Wait, no, this one will die on its next turn because it's poisoned, so I'm going to use Rampart on one of the... Alright, it resisted being stunned. And Battlefield Medicine. Store some hit points, get her off of death's door.
To bleed again.
Alright. Poison darts in preparation for thrown dagger. Alright, I'm going to keep the torch level up and try to restore hit points as much as I can. And thrown dagger. Critical. Let's see, he's taking 3. Noxious Blast will kill him if it bites. It does, and it will. Alright. Now we just stun the last one. And we smite it. And we miss it. Poison darts. This last one isn't going to go down easy. We can take it. Noxious Blast. Stun resistance is 95%. I'm not risking it. Crush. So we can reduce it to 9 hit points. Okay, it's over. We just need to survive this one attack. Here's Inspiring Cry to make really sure that he doesn't die due to being poisoned. And Pick to the face, but even if we hadn't, he was blighted enough to guarantee his death.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
And I don't even need to open that chest. There is really nothing it could be that's better than what we've already got. Our inventory... I guess I may as well open it. The inventory is maxed out with loot.
Hacks laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. We did that. No torches, but we did it.
Be driven from our woods.
You know, as Clarinel's triumphant return after dying, I'd say I'm satisfied with that. That went pretty well, in spite of my incompetence. $42, $32, $6. Sortival is a cove adventurer because he wants to stay away from the Weald. Suffers the intense need to do specific actions, but they won't tell us what those actions are. Oh, and Clarinel has decided she actually likes it here and has extra damage in the Weald.
I was lord of this place before the crows and rats made it their domain.
Also, stress-wise, everyone is pretty much okay except for Bertrand. So, not only did they win that mission, but in part because Adenel became virtuous, they weren't even overly stressed by it. And drop Bertrand in a stress treatment facility. And we have a lot of heirlooms. Still, even with trading, we would still need even more to upgrade the guild. However, we can upgrade any aspect of the blacksmith. I can upgrade weaponsmithing or armorsmithing. Which is probably what I'm going to do, honestly. That has a pretty strong effect on a hero's survivability. However, that spending of the bounty is going to be next time. This video is already really quite long, so this is going to be the end for this part. And now that we finally properly have Clarinel back, and I can even send her on a mission next time because her stress level is still below 50%. So, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.